Okay, match 2. We have turn 1, Colony Garden. Turn 2, no play, but Sanctuary. Discard to hand size. Turn 3, 2 mana, play a Soul's Attendant. Our curve is pretty awkward, even though the quality of the cards in our hand is high. I think I'll keep it anyway. It would be really nice if we drew a green 1-drop turn 1. Whatever the green Soul's Attendant is called. Alright, I'm going to lead with a tap land. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably should have, since I drew a basic plains, I should have changed my plan to playing Colony Garden turn 1 and played the plains turn 1, so I'd actually have something in play. Alright, Boiler Works. Means we're probably playing against Izzet Drake, because Izzet Blitz generally doesn't play the Boiler Works, I don't believe. So now I can play tap land, discard to hand size, or I can do this. Against Izzet Drake, we want to put them under as much pressure as possible, as soon as possible. Firebolt off our Soul's Attendant. Okay, looks like they have no card draw in hand. I'm just going to play a Sanctuary. Pick up the Garden, since it generates a token. Pass the turn. So they have a lot of removal in their deck, meaning that the combo with Presence of God is unlikely to be able to be pulled off, but it is possible. We do not have a lot of removal, just the 3 Journey to Nowheres, which means our interaction with them is very little, which means when they get to 5 mana and they start playing Peregrine Drakes, they're just going to flood the board very quickly. They discard 2 Lightning Bolts to Compulsive Research, so they must have been looking for land. Alright, here we could play a Pallid Mycoderm, we could play Scatter the Seeds, or we could play Sprout Swarm with Buyback. I'd like to get the Pallid Mycoderm online as quickly as possible, so let's go with that. Also, since these are instants, it's better to cast them on our opponent's turn whenever they have left up counter magic on our turn. So now that they do not have counter magic, that's when I'm going to try to resolve the sorcery speed threat. And now we get to see how many Peregrine Drakes are in their hand. Unfortunately, the answer is greater than 0. Here's number 2. Ghostly Flicker to generate so much mana. Looks like they're going to go up to 12 mana here, with 3 cards remaining in hand. Evoked Muldrifter. Maybe they have another Ghostly Flicker. Otherwise, there's no real reason not to hardcast that, I don't believe. Yep, there's another Ghostly Flicker. Just having the turn 5 of their life here. When you see their combo deck and you see our combo deck, you start to realize why maybe their combo deck is going to be banned soon. Alright, up to 5 cards in hand. Up to 11 mana available. Flame Slash our Pallid Mycoderm. Ghostly Flicker yet again. flashback to Firebolt to grab our plant token. Peregrine Drake number 3. They're not even bothering to untap all their lands, and they're passing with 4 cards in hand and 8 power in the air, putting us on a 3-turn clock. Assuming they don't have bolts or anything to hit us in the face to speed it up. So here we could hit the Mole Drifter, because it's the best thing to get if they have a Archaeomancer. If they get an Archaeomancer, they can go infinite with the Ghostly Flicker. But that's only infinite mana. If we nab the Mole Drifter, they can't necessarily infinitely draw. So yeah, let's do that. The 3 toughness is a little annoying, but we're going to have to find a way to get past it. Make ourselves a token. And pass. They play a Seagate Oracle, bash us for 6, and we draw another Presence of Gond, which is not exactly what I was hoping to see. So here we can scatter, make 3 tokens, and then plus the token we already have in the untapped land, we can Sprout Swarm with buyback. Even if we draw Midnight Guard next turn, I'm not sure that we can win. Alright, there's the Archaeomancer. And they have the infinite combo, so they can Ghostly Flicker. If you haven't seen our previous plane Pauper where we piloted this deck, Ghostly Flicker, Archaeomancer, and Peregrine Drake forever for infinite mana, and then Archaeomancer and Seagate Oracle forever for infinite draw. Go find as much burn or cards or Rolling Thunder as they want, and then kill us. Alright, so options for sideboard. We have no reason to get the Gleeful Sabotage. We have no reason for Circle of Protection red. We could leave it up against Lightning Bolts and Fire Bolts and Rolling Thunder hitting our face. That would require us to leave 1 mana up forever. And if they're able to combo off to get an infinitely large Rolling Thunder, they can also, in most cases, draw through their deck and cast all their creatures, which is going to kill us just as easily, and the Circle of Protection is not going to prevent that. So if they had infinite mana but not infinite draw and a Rolling Thunder in hand, then Circle of Protection red might be worth it, but that's not that likely. God's Willing could be good. They have a lot of targeted removal. Spider Silk Armor could be good. They probably have like Trickery in their sideboard. Aerial Volley could be good. It takes out one flyer, especially in response to a Ghostly Flicker. This could be a nice blowout. Journey to Nowhere is Sorcery Speed removal. It's a lot worse probably than Aerial Volley in our deck. So let's go ahead and get out these 3 Journey to Nowheres for 3 Aerial Volley. And let's think about the rest. God's Willings or Spider Silk Armor, are they better than anything in here? Well, we know that our life gain is pretty bad. We're not going to be able to outrace an infinitely large Rolling Thunder. It can buy us some time if they don't go infinite, but since we have no interaction with them, besides some aerial volleys and potentially some journeys, we could get rid of some life gain. It is true that these sometimes can prevent the combo. If we gain enough life for every time they flicker, their Rolling Thunder doesn't get larger at the same pace that our life total does. Our life total can actually outpace them, but it's kind of hard to pull off. They have to have no removal, and we have to have 2 or 3 Wardens online. So I think I'm going to do it like this. Bring in all the God's Willings, both of the God's Willings, and the other Spider Silk Armor. Try to dodge like Trickery. Try to protect our Midnight Guards with this God's Willing. And just use the Aerial Volleys as our removal against the Flyers. And we'll submit. Alright, we would like to play first. And we have only a Sanctuary in hand, so we can't keep this hand. These sanctuaries have been really problematic for us, unfortunately. They're a good land, but when it's the only land in your hand, or you have two of them, those are the only lands in your hand, then obviously that's pretty bad. Alright, we got our Midnight Guard, we have two of our lands, we have our sideboard card. I think this is good enough. We need to draw a third land and a Presence of God, preferably. Second Aerial Volley. That's a good card, but I don't want it right now because I need to hit my land drops. Selesnya Sanctuary, okay. Bolt the Soul's Attendant, play a land, preordain. Now the question is whether we're going to cast Midnight Guard or not. And they're not going to give us that much time. So I think I'm just going to cast the Midnight Guard. This gives us the highest chance of just winning right off the bat. And also the fact that we do not have a Presence of God in hand yet means if they do spend removal on this, it's not the worst thing in the world. So they probably have Counterspell available here, given that they did not cast any cantrips and they pass with blue available. Can I afford to just do nothing, though, and just play a tap land and pass? Or should I try and play the Pallid Mycoderm anyway? I think I'll make them use the Counterspell if they want to use it. Pallid Mycoderm is pretty slow in terms of their combo anyway, so it's not 100% that they'd even want to spend a Counterspell on this. Alright, they do want to spend their Counterspell on it, so that's gone. Alright. So even though Colony Garden enters tapped, it does provide a 0/1 plant token untapped. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available in order to buy back Sprout Swarm. So we can go ahead and attack with this Midnight Guard. Play our Colony Garden. Midnight Guard on taps. Peregrine Drake. Just what we did not want to see. So I could wait till they Ghostly Flicker this to actually try to shoot it down with Aerial Volley. I could do it right now and be basically guaranteed that it would work, but I'd rather them waste an a Ghostly Flicker on it. Obviously, if they have a Counterspell backup or something, then that's bad for me, but... Simply using the Aerial Volley just to get one Peregrine Drake off the table is nice, but it's not great. Alright, so let's go ahead and Sprout Swarm with buyback. Let's leave up a green mana. Okay, and we don't really have any attacks here. Play a land and pass. We have just enough mana to Sprout Swarm twice. And looks like they're going to go ahead and Flame Slash us. Actually, we have more than enough mana to Sprout Storm twice. Alright. Pass. And now that these are actually hitting us in the face, I'm going to use an Aerial Volley on one of them. Once again, it would be nice to blow out a Ghostly Flicker, but I need to also not lose the regular game in addition to the combo game, so I'm going to take one of those down. I could also have hit the Mole Drifter if I wanted to, so that the Saprolines could get in for 3, but I don't care about that much. Alright, Flame Blossom and Sands. Can Sprout Storm twice again. And I might as well do this on my turn while they're tapped out and don't have a counter spell for my Sprout Storm. Could have left open a mana to pretend I had another aerial volley. That was a mistake. Oh well. Now we need to find a Pallid Mycoderm as quickly as possible. Bash us for 4. Evoke a Mole Drifter, which means they have Ghostly Flicker. There's the Ghostly Flicker. Generate some mana, draw some cards. Alright, and they pass the turn. 6 cards in hand. We're going to cast our spells on their turn in case they have counter magic, make them spend the mana then. Firebolt. Alright. See if they have a counter spell for this. I'm just going to let that resolve. Okay. They took down a Saproline. Archaeomancer. Getting back Ghostly Flicker. And that's game. Once again. Alright, well, our opponent got us with the power of Izzet Drake. So we will concede. Alright, 1-1 on to match 3.